Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of NYY Takes. Feels good to be back on the mic. Haven't been on in a little bit. I think like months at this point, maybe November, but it's the off season for all of us here. But today I am joined by Cito and Les Williams. And as always, I have a question to ask. Yankee fans, are we happy today?
No.
Toe, good to have you back. Before we get into why, I want to hear Les's response.
I guess I'm happy today. The Yankees did something.
Okay.
I guess we're a few weeks away from pitchers and catchers, so I guess I'm in a good mood today.
Yes, baseball is right around the corner. It's actually so cold in the
Is
Northeast.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it is so cold.
But what I was going to say is there was a point today where it was around 40 degrees, and it felt so warm by comparison to the last week that it felt like springtime baseball season in the air.
It really did.
I got a little twinkle in my eye today. But yes, the Yankees signed Cody Bellinger to a 5-year, $162 million contract with opt-outs after year 2 and year 3 and a full no trade clause. And that's pretty much all that has happened since we spoke. And they traded for Ryan Weathers.
I was about to say.
They acquired Paul DeJong, Seth Brown, to non-roster invites, minor league contracts, one of those things. That's pretty much it. So, Toe, let's get back to it. Why are you not happy today?
Oh, it was so cold.
That's why you're not happy today?
The weather?
The weather today
was nice.
Because you're right. Today was relatively
nice
balmy.
Day. Very
but
nice.
The weather for frankly the last 4 weeks has never made me feel as if baseball were any further away ever in my life. I like the fact that I could feel the surface area or the volumetric area of my body shrinking just because of how cold I was. And then also the fact that you're seeing the sun for maybe 2.5 hours a day at maximum.
No. See, Toe, you're looking way too glass half empty here.
Really?
We will not have a sunset earlier than 5 p.m. until next November. So we are actually headed in the right direction. And today was pretty much the equivalent of a nice spring day.
Do you know when the next time it will go above 35 degrees Fahrenheit will be?
I'm going to say 10 days from now.
We don't know. The iPhone app does not scroll that far down.
Next week is going to be tough, especially with the storm that we're getting this weekend.
Okay, over under 7.5 inches of snow in Central Park.
You can bet on that with our sponsor, Call Sheet. No, kidding. But you can bet on that on Call Sheet.
I don't think the parlays that I want to give are politically appropriate for this podcast.
Probably not. If I had to guess,
there's one that I think is about to hit soon.
No, but I am happy today as I kind of traverse the off season. Let's actually talk about football season and how every single year football season has a way of informing how I prepare mentally for baseball season. It's a very fun cycle for me, year in, year out. In basketball, I'm a Nets fan. Pretty much an irrelevant thing for me the last couple of years anyway. But okay, football. Actually, no, let's go to October. Every October, I get built up by the Yankees. I'm excited. They have a chance to make a run. They lose in October. Then comes September, I get built up. I'm like, oh, NFL season is starting. I go to Jets week 1 every year. I get excited by the Jets stupidly every year. But it's football. Any given Sunday, things can happen, right? By this time every year, honestly earlier, by let's say beginning of December, every single football season, I have totally forgotten how apathetic the Yankees made me feel just 2 months prior to that in the postseason. And now get very, very excited to just watch a team that I like play meaningful games. Because the gap in meaningful games watched for me is basically from the end of October until now. And honestly, that goes for Giants fans too, and these days Rangers fans. But Knicks fans, have it good right now, relatively good right now. But every single year for me at this point is the point where I start to get a little bit delusional again, where I start to stare at the lineup that the Yankees have and convince myself that it can win 100 games. It can win the American League East. It can win the World Series. So, I'm happy today because I'm feeling optimistic, and we're approaching, as every day passes, Yankee baseball again. And you know what? The reason Yankee baseball is so great is because every single game out of a 162 game season feels important. And, as a Jets fan and the Nets fan, I value that big time because it stinks having to watch meaningless sports all the time. Or you could also just make the argument that all sports are meaningless, but I digress on that.
I'm laughing because the last time we saw each other, you actually commented, "You seem a lot unhappier than usual." I'm a Jets fan and I don't really care about the NFL anyway because my favorite player growing up was Brett Favre, and let's not talk about what that guy has been up to recently. The fact that I have sold out my entire inventory of season tickets for the months of January and February is probably the biggest miracle of the year.
You're just lucky you have a lot of people that need to go on fancy dates.
The New York Knicks, I do not know if they want to be playing the sport of basketball at the moment. Last night aside.
Hard to complain about the Knicks.
And should we even begin to speak about our football club?
Yes, the Manchester United Football Club. Not great, but that's a good way to put it, though. Cole,
where am I finding joy right now in sports?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. Like for me, I had so much optimism going into the Eagles season, and then they looked like a high school offense for most of it. And then, the same way now. Like I'm a 76ers fan. I've started following basketball again, and they're having a nice season. VJ Edgecombe is really good. Tyrese Maxey is really good. Joel Embiid is a walking corpse of a player that runs foul line to foul line. That's kind of where I am right now. And, I like watching the Sixers. They're fun to watch. They, for some reason, can't beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I, too, am ready to turn the page. They were a nice distraction. I'm ready to turn the page and go all in on baseball again.
Les, 8 minutes and 25 seconds not talking about the Yankees.
Les, were you involved in the TPing of Kevin Petullo's house by any chance?
I'm going to plead the Fifth Amendment on that.
Someone I knew that was there said they saw someone that looked just like you. So I figured I'd follow up while I had you.
I would throw out a shoulder trying to egg somebody's house at this point. If I tried to play catch with, my goal is to play catch with Derek, when frequent podcast guest Derek Williams. My goal is to play catch with him this season. He's going into coach pitch baseball. So yes, nice. Just for that reason alone, I'm excited about baseball. My son's going to be in coach pitch. I look forward to it. It's like the beginning of Major League when you start seeing, when they're starting to paint the lines, people slowly get excited. The optimism turns, mostly because of the change in the season. People are kind of pushing away that seasonal depression. But yeah, baseball means spring. Spring means summer. So people are really excited about it.
Definitely. So we are a Yankees podcast. Do we want to talk about the Yankees today?
I mean, have they won the World Series yet?
No. So.
All right. So what are we doing here?
Yeah, I think that'll wrap it up. Look, I think it's more fun to talk about how Yankee fans are feeling about things than to actually talk about the Yankees. Because I think, if you want to, you can go anywhere now and hear people talk about, no, the Yankees signed Cody Bellinger. Now they need to go get Austin Hayes and get a starting pitcher and get a reliever. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we know what the Yankees need to do for the remainder of the offseason. And I feel like we also know how the offseason is likely going to pan out.
We might be talking about this a bit too early here, but I feel like we can also just figure out how the season is going to pan out already.
Ho-hum Yankees, 93 wins, lock it in, and we'll see what happens in October.
We could just, re-upload a podcast from last year.
Yeah.
Remove any mention of Juan Soto, and I think we're fine. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell what year we recorded it in.
Yeah, there was a lot more Tucker buzz last year. with the trade, and then obviously the Bellinger thing happened. But yeah, this pretty much is the same exact situation. And
better or worse? I'd argue worse.
Worse as in the team is worse.
Well, yeah, because like I still do not I still do not see a semblance of a competent October bullpen at the moment.
Yeah, but you know what? Every year we've got anytime you think your
we
bullpen's
did,
gonna
and then
be
that first game
amazing,
against Miami.
anytime you
Yeah.
think your bullpen's going to be amazing, it stinks, and every time you think your bullpen's going to stink, it's amazing. That is how baseball works. Bullpens and bullpen arms or something. I just trust the Yankees.
I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like with the exception of last year, the Yankees have been a team where like the bullpen is expected to be good and the bullpen is good.
Yeah, but you had the Devin Williams issues last year. You had Luke Weaver being pretty bad. But
Yeah.
But it comes in the form of guys like Fernando Cruz and Tim Hill. It's these people that you find that actually make up the brunt of your bullpen, and they have Bednar closing out games this year, which is
no, Bednar back end is great. The bridge
needs work.
It may be Camilo Doval.
I think that Ryan Weathers is going to be a key part of that bullpen.
He's going to start.
Well, he's going to start until everyone comes back.
The plan is definitely to have him start, but
and he should be stretched out. But like it will get to the point where there are too many starters, I feel like.
Yeah. Les, did you have something there?
No, but we're talking about the bullpen. I think we all thought 25 was going to be a great bullpen because we saw what they did in October of 24. Like Luke Weaver was dynamic in October 24. So I think that's why everybody thought we were going to be great in come 25, and then obviously very inconsistent. But Cashman's usually pretty good at picking up an arm or two at random points during the season. That's where he's the best gold miner there is in baseball, because with the way the Yankees act and the way the Yankees should act are two completely different things. Like this, the Yankees should be doing what the Dodgers are doing, but they just don't because Hal's cheap. But I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'm nervous about the bullpen, like we talked about the bridge. But I think you guys are right. I think Weathers might be that bridge guy, at least in June, July, after everybody gets back.
Yeah, Weathers, Hill, Schmidt. I think there will be a good problem come August.
Hopefully. We spoke about Hal, which I guess goes back into what we were talking about with it's fun to talk about how Yankees fans feel, but not to carry water for Hal, but the Dodgers ownership group is far richer than Hal. Oh, but does he spend a ton of money? Yes. And in some ways you can argue that he's smart enough to realize that, hey, you don't actually need the largest payroll to win the World Series now.
But it certainly helps.
The Dodgers
it definitely helps.
Have done that, but you look at the Mets last season, they didn't even make the playoffs.
No, look, I don't think it's about. I think this offseason in particular, I have never been one to defend ownership and any of like the business operations people, but I genuinely think that this offseason in particular, what moves were there to be made exactly? Kyle Tucker was not like the best fit in the world for the Yankees. So short-term deal, you would think about it, but you also have luxury tax considerations to deal with. So you can understand it.
I think Trent Grisham is probably regretting signing the qualifying.
Agreed.
offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
At the numbers that these guys got. So, at the end of the day, everyone's like, Cash, do something, Cash, do something, Cash, something, Cash, do what?
Yeah, do what? There's not much to do, but but I mean, people killed the Yankees for the qualifying offer to Grisham. But now if the market were only him and Bellinger right now, the Yankees would be screwed, would not be able to get both in all likelihood.
I guess it's not even that. Like, I think the Yankees losing out on Peralta, and I think not making a run at Gore from Washington, because obviously the asking price is always astronomical. But to be honest with you, Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones have no future in the Bronx.
I just don't think the Yankees, I don't think Jones or Dominguez moves the needle the way Sproat does for the Mets and the Brewers.
Sproat, Williams,
I don't know the details of the Gore trade, but I'm just assuming the Yankees couldn't offer, or at least weren't willing to offer what they said.
Exactly. You see what the Mets gave for Peralta, Sproat, Williams for a rental.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're not doing that. And again, like you hope and pray that team stays healthy, but starting pitching is the one part of the team where you can actually say we can temporarily lean on their depth for a couple of months and reserve those prospect resources for the deadline. Like get a bullpen arm, upgrade the bench. Third base might be something. I don't know.
The rotation, it is what it is, right? I mean,
it'll be piecemeal until like the three horses come back.
Warren, Weathers, Luis Heel, which isn't like I've seen worse rotations.
Yeah, it's for April. Like remember Carlos Carrasco was starting games. Like this is better than that.
Yeah, like
we saw Marcus Stroman.
It's not as bad as it's been. So no, I think it's totally fine. But anyway, back to like the spending money point. So as a way of understanding how Yankees fans are feeling, decided to tweet out, just feeling observational after the Cody Bellinger signing. The 2020
purely observational.
Yeah, and this was our tweet. The 2028 Yankees will have 36-year-old Aaron Judge making $40 million, 38-year-old Garrett Cole making $36 million, 34-year-old Max Fried making $27 million, 35-year-old Carlos Rodon making $27 million, 33-year-old Cody Bellinger making $32 million. I think those numbers are changed now because the actual structure of the deal came out for Bellinger, but that was it. Just like 2028, going to have a lot of guys in their mid-30s to late 30s making, honestly, by 2028 might be pennies. Boy, the response to this was, it was mixed, but there was...
it was incredible. It provided the best source of entertainment for the last 3 months.
It really does give you a window into like
society.
It's like the response is very divisive. There's people on both sides of the aisle. You have the people that are calling me very bad things, and then you have people that are agreeing and saying like, "Oh, this is what happens when you overpay for all these players." But there are some good points in here. For instance, don't be an asshole, as insinuating that I was being an asshole. Don't be an asshole. Why not mention that Cole and Rodon would be free agents following the following year? Stanton contract gone as well. Well, I didn't mention Stanton's contract, so that's sort of implied. But this is a good point. 2028. If we look at the Yankees as having just this window of Aaron Judge, 2028 is probably the window is probably 2026 or 2027. By 2028, Aaron Judge will be 36, not the same player, and the Yankees will have all these old guys, which was Hal Steinbrenner doing everything he could within his own reason to put together a roster that could win a World Series. And I will die on the hill that from 2017 to now, every single season, the Yankees have put a product up on the field, save 2023, have put a product on the field that can win a World Series. And ultimately, that's kind of all you can ask for. But what it is leading to is this 2028 season where you're going to have a lot of old white dudes making a lot of money on your team. I'm trying to find some other funny responses. Oh, yes. A very common refrain was also talking about all the young guys that they'll have on the roster. So 22-year-old George Lombard, 24-year-old Carlos LaGrange, 28-year-old Ben Rice, 24-year-old Elmer Rodriguez Cruz, and a 26-year-old Spencer Jones. Like, you could take that tweet and put it 8 years in the past and just replace all those names with like Miguel Andujar, Clint Frazier. Who's
Jesus
like
Montero.
Yeah, Jesus Montero. Gary Sanchez. Yeah. A lot of people being like, what's your point?
I found the opposite. I think a lot of people, not that they understood your point, but they thought what your point was.
And what might that be?
And your point is, are you insinuating that someone has done a bad job?
No, I'm actually not, honestly, at all. By the way,
No, I realize that.
Another great one. Actually, I think the one that I liked, the one response to this type of thing I liked the most is that we're actually just not going to be around as a society by then. So why does it matter? as if 2028 is not 2 years away.
Or is there going to be a season in 2028?
But this is a great response. Who cares? This season is 2026. We're not the Pirates. Plus, we could get hit by an asteroid or invaded by aliens by then. Carpe diem, brother.
Twitter's such a weird place.
I read stuff like that, and I get legitimately inspired by reading it. It's such a free mindset.
Well, there's not going to be baseball in 27. That's for sure.
You know, there's a lot of people that think that the game is doing too well and carrying too much momentum to where neither side is going to want to lose games as a result, which I think is possible. Like I think baseball's a little too hot in the streets right now for them to really, because I mean the lockout kills you. I mean I spoke about this when the lockout was happening in baseball a few years ago, and how the NHL lockout killed hockey for me. I mean, I was like a huge young Rangers fan. And when was that lockout? 2004?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was like a very formative 6, 7, 8-year-old kid who loved the Rangers. Then there's a lockout. Hockey's not on TV anymore. I'm not going to games, and now I don't really care about hockey. And I think baseball recognizes that they can run into a very similar situation, and they can't really afford that.
But like you're also like making an assumption that any of those people actually care about the greater good.
Well, it's not the greater good. I think it ultimately comes down to what's best for their pockets, and what's best for their pockets is playing baseball games and being
definitely
popular.
I do think that Hal might be the key figure here.
Yeah, I could see Hal being at like.
Well, there's a rumor that the Yankees actually lost money last season. I don't believe that.
I doubt that,
but it's been floated out there by like people who have credible contacts.
Maybe. I'd be shocked.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they made a loss on paper.
Okay.
But the team president knows how to operate businesses.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. I'm scrolling through the responses here. Here's another great one. Get your facts straight, especially the ages, before you try to gaslight everybody. You obviously know zero about baseball, just another baseball troll. I'll have this guy know that I won a fantasy baseball championship last year, so I think I know a thing or two about baseball, buddy. If they didn't get Belly, you would all still be crying, so what's the point of this? The point is this. It's a lot of money. It's neither good nor bad because we don't know what the next 2 years holds. If the Yankees win a World Series this year or next year, who cares how much money you're paying someone in 2028? Also, after 2028, you're off the books for a lot of that money. But if you don't win a World Series this year or next year, 2028 is probably going to be a somewhat ugly year for the New York Yankees. And who knows if Hal Steinbrenner will still be around by then. Or Brian Cashman. Brian Cashman almost definitely will not be around if the Yankees don't win a World Series this or next season.
You think? I think he's GM for life.
Oh, I think he just like will get tired of it.
I don't think he snapped at the media for the first time ever last offseason about Volpe. He like looks pretty tired of it.
Yeah, that's true.
He hates the fans. He probably hates most of his coworkers.
He hates narratives.
I don't know
he
about
hates
that.
narratives he doesn't agree with.
Okay, most of one might have been a bit too much. A lot.
I just think he wants to win and leave. And that's sort of been the story of the last 5 years. They just haven't won. And he knows damn well, and Aaron Judge knows damn well, and Hal Steinbrenner knows damn well that their entire legacy is people in the sports pantheon in New York hinges on winning a championship in the next 2-3 years. Because if they don't, then you're looking at Aaron Judge as like one of the best players ever to never win a ring, and he was a Yankee for all these years and it never happened. It's like,
and then the career defining moment becomes center field. It already is. Every time someone chokes in a high stakes situation, that GIF will inevitably appear on Twitter.
Judge is lucky that they were down. Had the series been tied 2-2, had the Yankees been up whatever, 3-1, different story. You win game 5 at home and then go lose game 6 on the road.
No, but they would have won game 6 because that was going to be a bullpen game. Anyway,
I thought it was going to be Yamamoto. Jeez.
No, Yamamoto was 7. Yeah.
I cannot believe that was now 2 seasons ago. Yankee fans, very, very divided fan base at the moment.
I don't think that Yankee fans know what to think.
You're gonna need to elaborate on that a little more.
Because on one hand, yeah, there is an activity. You can't deny that, like, in terms of have players been added to the roster, have players been jettisoned from the roster, has there been a fundamental change to the makeup of the team? No, it hasn't happened. So you're running it back. And if you're running it back, you're going to remember everything that happened last year, which, par for the course was not very fun, but, the division series exit makes it even harder to swallow. So you're essentially saying that we're going to be running it back with a worse team than the year before. However, like I alluded to before, were there moves to be made? I don't really think so. So, and if there are no moves to be made, like, can I really be angry about inactivity? I don't think it's reasonable for me to say yes. So I don't know. Because, like, again, at the end of the day, Yankees are going to win 93 games and probably make it to ALCS.
That's just what's going to happen.
Yeah. So, like what? So how am I supposed to feel?
Like a Buffalo Bills fan?
Not happy?
I like the fact that when we talk about what the Yankees do, like, the Yankees don't look at the offseason as the move to say you made a move season, right? Because that kind of move in the free agency is a disastrous move. I mean, that's how you end up.
We're not making Keenan Middleton moves ever again.
Right, exactly. So they'll get small parts during the course of the season just to say that they made a move. But the dangerous part is when you do the reactionary signing, like Boston making moves, the Mets somewhat making moves, like they're still playing for back pages. The Yankees just stay the course and they have a plan that they've outlined. They're not going to just make a move to say that they made a move, like to pacify the Yankees fans. That's what they do.
I have a question. At what point is Brian Cashman going to say our big offseason signing was Garrett Cole?
They're getting Carlos Rodon and Garrett Cole at the trade deadline this year.
Don't forget about Clark Schmidt.
I mean, that's a haul.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a haul.
And they didn't have to give up anything for it.
Yeah, they didn't have to give up any assets
to get 3 playoff rotation starters.
So I think you make a very good point. I think it's also just like it's like mass psychosis with the Yankees fans because
everyone just wants to be angry.
The ways that they have exited the playoffs have been feeble. If you go one by one on how they've been eliminated, it's like probably the most rage-inducing ways possible and to the most rage-inducing possible teams. If you want to go like 2017 was like fairy tale land. Everything is beautiful. Everything is happy. 2017. If I could liken the 2017 Yankees to any modern day right now sports team, I actually would like you to guess what team from 2025 could you compare the 2017 Yankees to? I have a team in my head. Any sport.
Like a specific team from 2025. Yeah, I was going to say the Buffalo Bills.
Jacksonville Jaguars? A team that's just happy to be there. They don't have the expectation.
No, the 49ers?
I mean, you're saying every team that isn't that.
I'm trying to think of a team that's like fallen short numerous times.
No, 2017 Yankees. I'm trying to make the comparison because they get
you're gonna have to explain that
because they get eliminated from the playoffs, but no one like is really that upset about it. They gave them this amazing, fantastic run. You talk to Bears fans, they're happy for the run. They're not that pissed about it. They're like, we got this far, we had our chance. They were not expecting. I was not. I was
just like, how can you not hit a Lance McCullers curveball when you know it's coming?
I think the game was frustrating. I think on the whole for the season, people were like, that was a very fun season and not what I expected, and we got a lot out of that. But to each their own. But 2018, you lose to Boston in the ALDS. 2019, you lose to Houston. 2019, you lose to Houston. 2020, you lose to Tampa. 2021, you lose to Boston in the wild card game after that nightmare season. 2022, you get swept by the Houston Astros. 2023, you miss the playoffs. 2024, you lose the World Series in the most embarrassing, heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching way possible. And then 2025, you get punked by the Blue Jays, just embarrassed by the Toronto Blue Jays for 2 games in Toronto. You come home, you go down 6-1, you win a crazy game 3, and then you come out flat in game 4 and lose. It's like the teams they're losing to are division rivals or just the Astros. And it's the way that they're losing is so pathetic, and it's now just bubbled up into this. There is nothing that will ever satisfy this fan base unless it's a World Series. And the Yankees can make whatever moves they want, whatever changes to the team. It doesn't matter. The team is going to be good and going to have a chance. You can nitpick all you want when things most likely don't end in a World Series, but that's just where the Yankees are now. It's been such a ridiculously long 8-9 years of just falling short, and this is what you get when that happens. It's just no move you make is going to be widely accepted. Every move you don't make is a move that people are going to be upset that you didn't make. It's just it's a no-win situation. So the Yankees just have to win. That's the bottom line.
All right, so we're doing it until October.
Well
right?
said.
Anyway, so I'll talk to you guys in November. The same time in November.
I believe I predicted how the season would go last year on approximately like February 25th.
They're gonna win 94
division, and you're gonna hate every single day of it.
Yeah, like the Yankees were a 94 win team, but it was like a miserable 94 wins.
Yeah.
Oh, that midseason
and it's going to be the same this year. Everyone is going to hate this team. It's no different from last year.
Again.
Well, here's the thing. Are people going to, let's say the Yankees come out hot out of the gate, right? Like they start 20 games over 500. Like, are people going to buy it again, you think? Like, you think people are going to
what year was it when the Yankees
I think they were 57
and start ever, and then
I think they were 57 and 21.
Yeah. Was it 2021?
No, that was 21.
When the Yankees were like the best, we're like the best team in the league for 2 months, and then we're the worst team in the league for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so
that's what I'm going to think of.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and last year was freaking terrible. Last year was
I mean, the first 2 games were fun, and then after that,
the Yankees have to win. That's the bottom line, and I think their offseason has been as expected. I never expect the Yankees to go out and like get Kyle Tucker and do the crazy shit.
Play him
the Juan Soto trade was like the craziest thing that they could have done. That surprised me, but
that wasn't that surprising either.
Even then, even then, it wasn't even that surprising. And they had the resources to trade for him, but like they were never going to get Tucker. To me, they were never going to be able to outbid anyone for Freddie Peralta, and they got outbid for Gore. It is what it is.
And what other move is there to be made?
Austin Hayes.
I mean, like
Framber's still out there.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that they could have done that might have made sense, but like would have set the world on fire is Bregman, I guess.
Oh, that one just erupted on Twitter.
Well, again, just like with the way the game is going too, I think another product of this is that there just aren't as many free agents to be had. Everyone's getting locked up earlier. So and then once you get
but then you're gonna have like a bunch of people. You're gonna have guys that haven't even been signed come like spring training.
Yeah.
Well, Framber Valdez kind of might have cooked himself. Trent Grisham might have actually changed his career for the worse by homering off of him. Well, now that's becoming the storm. Remember when Framber allegedly intentionally crossed up his own catcher?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's becoming like a thing now. Is like teams are like, they
don't want to sign him.
Give him a bad rap in clubhouses.
Yeah, that's like a cardinal sin.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. So you might have to look past it.
I mean, which fan base hates their catcher?
We know all about that.
All right, well, good discussion. Anything else? Anything we missed? Any final thoughts?
No, sir.
No.
Just good to talk to you guys again.
Nothing. I mean, there hasn't even been like any funny off-season story or anything ancillary that's gone on with like anybody.
No, we'll get the funny
adjacent
stuff
to the
when
team.
people start reporting. It's like last year we got like the double elbows for Stanton.
Yeah, well, it was both, but maybe it was more the year before that. Around this time of year, we started getting these reports from the Chris Kirschners of the world. Hey, team showing up to the facility early. Hey, like guys are working out together. Hey, like Judge is making it a point to reach out to like the new guys and whatnot. And we said it was for tax reasons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which so was it for tax reasons? Is it still happening? Like, what's
I
going on
guess
here?
I guess we're gonna find out.
Well, don't forget, boys, we still have a World Baseball Classic. We have to.
I'm
get
actually
through that.
really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. The last one
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
We gotta get Aaron Judge through that healthy, and then whatever.
Oh, there's going to be one crazy.
There's going to
injury
be
for that.
one bad injury. There always is.
Well, look, like
We'll
I
see
said,
what
I mean,
happens.
it's like we're just like, all right, well, what are we supposed to do now? We're supposed to
Wait. We're supposed to wait
until when?
and watch the baseball until October 1st.
Exactly.
I will leave you with this, Toe, unless let last year be a lesson. If anyone ever tells you when you're watching Yankees, White Sox, living and dying by every pitch on July 17th, and they're like, what are you doing with your life? How can this matter? You remind them that the Yankees and Blue Jays tied for first place in the American League East last year. And to me, that was the difference between the Blue Jays making the World Series and the Yankees making the World Series. So every single game matters. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That's all I have to say. So without further ado, go Yanks.